or disconnected the modem in some shape or form. So now we definitely know that it's working. We definitely know that it's working because it's not on red, and I'm using data. They're trying to DDoS the house. It shows that there's internet, but they're doing shit to the network. They're doing shit to the network, disconnecting shit because they don't want to be caught. Criminals don't want to be caught when they're under trafficking, when they're gonna lie about shit, when they got the same alibi. They can't deny shit. But I'm telling you, it's the raw dog version of reality. I got free drip and they don't. I got Taylor Swift next to me and they don't. I got Lady Gaga following me around and they don't. And they tried really hard to stop me from becoming a skateboarding star when I had a lot of attention from the skate community and from Tony Hawk like 9, 10 years ago. And these are the things that happened since then. So let's keep going because they apparently don't want to hear it. Let's see what they do. Disconnect and connect the modem. Look at their own, like thinking that they own shit. They don't own shit. They can't stop it. They can't stop reality. They're gonna end up 7 feet underground or locked up in a federal institution. And I'm gonna walk with my shit across the country and have an infinite vacation. This is a very dangerous group of individuals. Like I said, today's argument could be fictional. They have like fake arguments with you. They try to. I tried to take an example, not use the lawnmower, right? They bought a brand new sit down lawnmower, and I'm not going to use it because if I use it, they're bound to break it and then blame it on me. And these are the fictional shit that they create. They generate the same illusion to try to blame it on you. They generate a false impression. They do something wrong. They break something, then they vandalize something, just so they could just so that they could say it was you. They teach their children that if something goes wrong, or I do something wrong, or they do something to them, it's me, it's my problem. They teach that's how they behave, and I don't even come close to their fucking kids. You understand what I'm saying? But if anything goes wrong, they blame me for it. You understand? They teach their children this. So imagine the types of mentally ill attitudes that exist within this house. Today's argument could be fictional or made up. Always arguments, two or three people versus one, and tomorrow violent and aggressive simultaneously, as people who have zero remorse for what they have done and the things I've observed them doing outside Doylestown and within Doylestown, because I'm currently in Doylestown, and they're getting old. The criminality. 10 years later, people get old. We're talking about what my family did to me are like the actions. What the fuck this guy's name was? Johnny Depp did in Black Swan. They're getting old, and at the end of the movie, when they're old as shit, they start being highly criminal. And then they get caught when they're really, really old later on. And that's exactly what my mother did. My mother, I don't know, felt the need to become extremely criminal because I'm about to be extremely successful. But I mean extremely criminal all of a sudden to her original self, what she used to be before she had me. You understand what I'm saying? From the hood, from the slum, from the ghetto, still tied to that shit. Or basically just people who would vandalize your Lamborghini or Ferrari because they want to see you burn. They want easy come, easy money, and spread the wealth like Peter Pan. They don't want to see people whom they don't want to see grow. They have specific people that they want to see succeed and others that they don't want to succeed. Well, guess what? I'm the person that they don't want to succeed, and I'm the guy with the doctorate and multiple degrees. I'm the guy with the truth and the butter. The real shit, the reality. What they can't have. They can't have the truth. Having justice and being a justice-driven individual is something that's extremely fucking powerful. And I'm telling you the truth. We're going to keep going. all three, my mama, my two stepbrothers and sisters, as an only child, are highly criminal, violent, armed, and dangerous. The other two, in this case in point, two federal informants, have come to bring food to 11 Elgin Drive and act like family members when they aren't friends of the family but of my grandma. Meaning, the people that live here have brought in the house people that have attempted murder to me, have tried to kill me in the street. Like I mentioned before in previous videos, people that look to bribe or take advantage of their family, remodel their home, but they're trying to kill you. They're trying to harm you. And around you, they win your parents. They're trying to harm you, but they win your parents. They get even closer to you. That's the type of cock shit, bullshit that's happening here. That they need to be crying. They need to be doing all the stupid shit. They need to be putting guns in the roof of their mouth. Whatever these people are going through in their head, I want nothing of it. And they shouldn't be trying to harm someone that has them in the sights. And I've had them in my sights for a long time, since they were kids. Because, generally through life, who is bad and who is good. And you could see people deteriorate in terms of bad. With the worst shit that they do. How they go on and start evolving into worse and worse individuals over time. It's like a deteriorated meth head, whose face looked cute, his teeth were yellow. His teeth were white, and suddenly his teeth are losing their sheen. They're slowly deteriorating. Their gaps are increasing within the teeth. The drugs are starting to harm the actual bacteria in the mouth. And you see the complete collapse of the person. You see the implosion of what their lifestyle does to them. And here you go. Case in point. I'm sitting here, a doctor. Someone has extreme memory. Extreme memory. Not like light memory. Extreme memory. Will never forget a face. It's here, trying to it's saying this shit to the world. That's a little bit. Remember, it's 25 pages of evidence here. 25 pages. Anything that's here is non-fiction. Non-fiction. Every single word of this shit is non-fiction. There's no if, and, or but. It's non-fiction. And I keep going. It's 25 pages long. I know the three are considered armed and dangerous individuals, and they have been involved in mutilations, street fights, and even gunfire. They're ops. The two informants, like I said, people getting chased down by the DEA in Union Square, they're ops. They've been ops since 1716. They've been ops since they were little. They stopped being out in the street. They stopped being out. You understand what I'm saying? They stopped being out because they were so bad in the street because they're about to get their head blown off. It's people that that could be out all night like me. I could be out all night. We're sitting in a drug point where people sell drugs. You could be out here all night. But if you're bad on the street, especially in Puerto Rico, you can't be out. You can't drink anymore. You got to have fucking 3 eyes in the back of the head. 4 eyes in the back of the head. Because they will go out there and they want to empty that whole clip in your face and body. And the two people that are coming into this house and bringing my family food, acting like nothing, have been people that have been threatening to me in the street, threatening to other people in the society people that I met before in the past. They're just threatening. They're just people that need to get locked up, and I know for a fact they're informants because obviously they're having tight conversations with the DEA in NYC. Tight conversation. People that, the DEA didn't have a true interest in grabbing them. They were caught informing. They were caught. Or likely they were caught about the traffic or in the middle of trafficking. They were stopped right there. What are you doing with that blow? They were likely stopped trying to make a transaction in front of us. Because remember, Union Square is a big fucking family. And they were caught trying to do what we do. Just hang out and be children and just be us out there. Not posing a threat to society. All right. I've seen both offenders, the plaintiffs, get arrested a couple times in PR when I lived with my grandmother before 2009. She lived in a very poor neighborhood on the west side of Puerto Rico. My grandmother took her where my mother took her thanks to, to dementia. My grandma has dementia, so he brought her here. My mother, and I'm trying to explain to her my mother's background. I think she moved from this so-and-so around this year to this particular location. It must have been a couple months ago I seen one of the federal informant jump the fence in the backyard. So they're near the house. They're in Doylestown. They know someone in Doylestown. They're within the town. They're near. I seen so-and-so jump the fence, probably like last summer. Jump the fence, look in, jump down, and get out the way, or maybe walk somewhere else. It was a person I previously seen in a shelter in New York City, panhandling, or in Miami, Florida, as confirmed by social media. So I got him in 3 locations. Miraculously, all of the locations that I've been to. And this particular individual bought a house in Miami, Florida, a house. So there's likely that's his existing location, and he has a black Yaris. Or by social media, one can confirm where they are because you recognize the intersections, you recognize everything. So social media pointed him out of where he was and the likely vehicle, this op that was here that summer, maybe like 3-4 summers ago, right there in the yard. Highly dangerous individual. Unknown what he was here in Doylestown. The last time I see him, he peeped his head in, dropping bags of food here at the house. And interact with my mother and with other family members. Where in my opinion, I should have had a piece right there and confronted the man with a piece in my own house. That's what real men do. That's what a cop would do. Be like, oh shit, and pull out on the man and stop him at pistol point. Right there. In the driveway of my house with a gun to his face. That's how I should have confronted that particular dangerous trafficker, informant, break and entering, grand larceny, arson, attempted murder individual right there in my house. One of them, and they're nice, and my family considered my mother and my grandmother consider them nice and tight. Oh my nanny, kisses, and they're the worst shit on the street. My mother, when confronted by these allegations, because I fucking told her, yo, these people are dangerous. What the fuck you doing? And I told her in a nice, calm manner with my iPad, this individual, and this individual are very dangerous, Mom. You got to be careful with who you're talking to. And I told her, with the iPad open, if you see these people, you better submit a tip to the FBI. You better do something. These people are bad, Mom. What are you doing? I confronted her like if I was her dad, telling her that I know what the kids in the neighborhood are doing. You best be careful what you're doing, Mom. I'm not stupid. I don't suck my thumb. I gotta clean my hands. Hold on. And I really want to make a 3-dimensional video of many of the happenings. I want to make a CGI to include everyone that I want to include, because this is just talking about my family. This is just the document that ties 2 people that are very dangerous and my family. Other documents could include the rest of the motherfuckers, just like 6ix9ine did. Just like, fuck it. Witness protection program. Here I go. What's the Wi-Fi password? Thank you. I gotta work and go to school. Like nothing. Bring 6ix9ine his groceries. 6ix9ine got caught with a kilo of heroin. To me, that charge was false. That was a fabrication. Because I was with him. That was what they tried to do to both of us. That they didn't want him with me, and they wanted to take advantage of him for his record label money. And me and him had gotten tired of shit. And he didn't do no drug shit. He smoked blunts, quit smoking blunts because I was next to him. And the last thing he did was if someone at Union copped a fucking bag of coke, he would get a hit. Doper, he would get a hit. Ask him for a hit. That's the only thing a young 6ix9ine did in my eyes. None else. He wasn't involved with none of that shit. While paying him as a drug dealer, the bankrolls he had on him was from 50 Cent and his music. And slanging his fucking J's. That boy slang money. He had money because he was selling shoes. He was selling clothes. And food. Doing this shit, what he used to do, he used to buy a bunch of food, make us go make runs to people that, for food and shit. Pay for a lot of food and give it to people so that those people pay more for food. I brought Lady Gaga food. I chilled with Rihanna. They were probably getting food. Dr. Dre was getting fucking... Everyone knew 6ix9ine. Everyone. I met everyone thanks to 6ix9ine. Dre, Eminem, Rihanna, everyone. I seen everyone at a street level. And what 6ix9ine was doing was under the NYPD, raise my hand, shoot me in the face or the chest. If you saw me with $300 walking out of Whole Foods, of food in my hand, with another $300, they were paid. These spics, Puerto Ricans, or whatever the heck they got in their conscience, thought that we were stealing. There we go. Got a little poor Wi-Fi here. The cops knew. Is that for 6ix9ine? Yeah, it's for 6ix9ine. He's gonna come and pay right now. And 6ix9ine would walk with a fucking bunch of money from 50 Cent from his hustle as a homeless kid and pay that food to hustle. Now pay them $600, $300 of food and send us to go deliver it somewhere. Just like fucking DoorDash. Just like DoorDash. Like that. And the people that knew me, my family, these drug dealers that were sitting in a precarious situation, or these dangerous motherfuckers from Puerto Rico who were in a precarious situation, in shelters, no food, no money, stuck, started recognizing that I didn't have to go to the shelter. I slept outside. I ate from where I wanted to eat. Because that's when I got smart. I'm like, what made me really smart with the shelter situation was losing one skateboard. I lost one skateboard after I stashed it going to the shelter. I can't go to the shelter because I'm going to lose my transportation. I'm not going. I'm not going to the shelter no more because I'm going to lose a fucking skateboard. I'm not going to lose another skateboard. That's how I move 25 miles a minute. I stopped going to the shelter. So these people that were envious of what I was accomplishing with my skateboard started trailing. Puerto Rican people from the skateboarding industry wanted a piece of that. didn't only want to take my skateboard, but wanted to harm me. Had set up Lizzie Armanto as the person who was going to take my spot. Had tried to, blackmail me or make me look in a bad position based on my existing circumstances, on not being able, of not having a job or whatever. But because they couldn't fucking point that I was a drug dealer. They never said that I was a drug. They couldn't say that I was a drug dealer, used drugs, which sucks for them. I was the good guy. That's why Tony approached me. But they were trying to make me look bad. Because obviously I had Jim Greco, I had the skateboarder. I was on my own shit. I was doing what I gotta do. Every day. And these people noticed that I started to become a little free. Making $3 a day. When I started 60 cents a day, I was okay with 60 cents. I made a survey I could go and do something. Eventually tomorrow, by the end of the week, I should have $5. I'm fine with $5. I can survive with $5. I'll eat from the missions or from the churches. So they saw me moving up with 6ix9ine with 50 Cent, his record deal money, his J money. He liked to buy and sell things. He was a hustler. Hustling the shoes or whatever. Stashing the shoes in his friend's house. He didn't even have a place to stay, my guy. Hustling shoes. So-and-so for 400. He was just doing whatever the fuck he had to do to move up. Until he started getting bling. He started moving up. But it took a while. That wasn't overnight. He didn't just get bling overnight. He started buying bling and get iced out overnight. It took a long period. He was out there, didn't smoke. Didn't, like, the end. Already blinged out. Already signed with the face tattoo. He started fucking snoring that shit. Or he started looking for one single hit of coke. One single hit. Most people fucking finish bags of that shit. Bags of that shit. You said, one hit. Oh, can I get a hit? That's all that kid did. Trying to frame him as a major drug dealer, that's a shameful job for that. But at least he did the right thing and locked some bad people up. Hopefully some bad people. So I got my side. My side has to go down. People that I caught doing shit have to go down and have to go down for life. The people that I want locked up, I don't want them ever to see their family or their children again. Because they're dangerous. They're people out there. They're the regulators of who is in and out of the industry. They want to control or manipulate who they want in and popular in magazines or with the media attention because they move product. And the product is drugs. And we're going to learn about that a little later. Who they want are people that can move the product. Spokesman, ambassador of sports. Who they want? A drug dealer. Who they support? A drug dealer. Who would they help? A drug dealer. A trafficker. Not regular 6ix9ine. Not 6ix9ine. Because 6ix9ine's poor, wetback, bum. Not him. And they ended up canceling him too because to the industry, it's still not him. Because who they want is someone that could play the game and take the time and take the blame all to themselves. They want people who fall for it. And if they can't have you to fall for it, they want your rectum. They want to be able to rape you. They want to be able to drug you and rape you and make you have oral sex and do all disgusting shit. Make you a prostitute. Make you assume the doggy style position so they could penetrate you. And that's reality right here. This is the face one-to-one encounter of what happens to people that have been already famous their entire life across many fucking shit, and what people do to try to stop you from, and what certain people do to stop you from going viral. Because they know you're famous. They know you already got that support. But what do we need to do to stop them from becoming viral? What are the steps to do? Harm them, lobotomize them, drug them, blackmail them, extort them, because who do we want as a negative gay culture? We could call it a gay culture, a gay mafia. Someone who we could prostitute, or someone who could take the blame for drugs, or someone who is tied to the drug distribution culture, someone who could move weight, someone that we could rob and use to get rich off. That's all they know how to do. They don't know how to do nothing else. Let's keep going. As that, my mother, when confronted by these allegations, claims they are false. They all have an alibi. They all have a story. They all say that they won the lottery. They all say that that the firearms that they had were legal in New York City, where it's impossible to get a fucking concealed carry. They don't know the law. We know the law. I know the law. These are people that had to write up SARS, or got SARS, got their bank account closed. Fraud. Bad. The people that I got on my sites have done it all. Have tried living a bit too far, a bit too fast, a bit too hard, a bit too fast. Utilizing good people like me to move up, to get a house, to get payment, to get money. Gotten on their knees. Both informants are a threat to my life and family, as well as friends that are equally as dangerous as they are. I could change this statement. The last time I seen an informant was in 2012. I could change this statement and say that I've seen this informant before. Likely 2-3 years ago, from the Wells Fargo, between the trees, when my mother was taking out money at the ATM. I seen the informants in this town together, facing the Wells Fargo at the distance, because they think I'm blind. They think that I can't see them, because obviously Lizzie or Monto tried to blind me. They tried to put chemicals in my eyes, tried to stop me from seeing. And I did lose some eyesight. I still see kind of blurry at a certain distance, but I can recognize you if I've already seen you before. What they did to me, to my eyeballs, stopped me from having side vision. The chemicals that they put in my eyeballs stopped me from having good peripheral vision. I have to turn my head to see more, when I used to see a little bit more peripheral. As whatever chemical they used, they burned the cornea, and the cornea could only look forward, not to the side. And one of the informants saw me in a skate park competing, or appeared, materialized at a skate park in 2019. Just appeared. One of the federal informants, DEA, a skateboarding professional, as an informant, appeared in 2019 at the Doylestown YMCA, and this and that. Why did he go there? I don't know. Who's informing that I'm skateboarding? Who's informing that I'm getting noticed? Somebody's talking, and it's people from here. People who are talking is people from here. Informant came to see me. Not only the informant, but another female that was in an active shooting situation in Miami, Florida, with the informant in Coral Gables in 2011. The informant, two people, informant and a female I used to have sex with in Miami, or a girlfriend of mine that I had sex in Miami, appeared in this town in 2019 just to watch me skate. So my social media post led them to where I was. dangerous cocksucker from Puerto Rico, likely hooked up with that dumb broad, and that dumb broad shot 6 times in Miami, Florida, in my general direction. And another famous celebrity musician from the Latin Dominican culture pulled up, looking if the female had hit the intended target. She missed every shot. But those two, over time, these are the reasons why I'm writing shit like this up. Over time, they have developed that animosity. And obviously, it's all trying to stop me from going viral. Because not me. Who they want is someone that they could rape. Someone that prostitutes themselves, or someone that I could rob when they start distributing drugs. And that's the lesson, I'm driving the point of the lesson. I'm wasting my time here describing you the malice and the evil of life in its brightest form. I'm distilling you the essence of evil so that I could capture it, put it in a bottle, and lock it away in prison for the rest of their life. But I mean a jar of evil. I got a jar of evil. Consider me an angel or the devil. I got him right here. I got him like this. In my hand like this. And you peer in that little hole, and you see how bad they are. Because you're justice. The devil is a being of justice. Angels are beings of justice. They recognize right and wrong. And they would never, people like me would never do that type of shit. Ever. Consciously. Because one doesn't know if they drug you to commit crimes. Used your body or something that is not your consciousness to try to create a false impression of what you have done to make you feel guilty. But if you are if you are a person of light and recognize good and bad, there is no false impression or negative conscious experiences based on your actions that can make you fall into sin. Because it was them. It's like someone else drugging you and you raping someone. You know for a fact in your heart that you were drugged and you couldn't control yourself based on someone else. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what people who have malice do. They not only could drug you to rape someone, they could drug you and make you kill someone. Or put a fucking camera in your retina and make it seem when you're dreaming that you committed a murder or do something. That's how evil shit goes. Consider me the DA consider me fucking James Comey, director of the FBI. Through drugs, through lobotomy, through all these types of shit, people can make you into a zombie and you commit drugs for them. And real justice have their essence encapsulated like this. And wants them, I need a proper way of disposing these souls. And the proper way of disposing these souls is either in a mental institution or in jail for the rest of their life. Why? Because as you peer in, as you start developing who they are not capable of being in society. What they have done, they cannot be free. They're going to do it again and will continue to do it. And they think that they're free. They think that they're people that could enjoy free will. But the reality is like here. Reality and justice, it's like you got them here. Just like that. And people who have knowledge and have wisdom, they can't escape your grip. When you have justice, they can't escape your grip. Yeah, they just can't escape. They can try to escape. They can't escape reality. They can't escape who they are. Let's keep going. Most of these people are living here in Doylestown, maybe Temple University, unknown if they have family members or know other people within this town. Some of them were shelter residents of the New York City area, and some of them reside in California and are either Puerto Ricans or Dominicans. Types of crimes. This is where it gets juicy. This is where their souls start getting a nest. This is where you start pointing at these souls or why they are guilty. Types of evidence or types of crimes. These are the eyeballs of a judge right here. These are the eyeballs and the brains of a judge. Types of crimes. Vandalism is fairly common. Assault, least common. Stalking. 2 of these individuals stalked me for nearly 3 years. Kept randomly appearing where I was headed. When I didn't have home, transient couch surfing with friends. And like I said, this document pertains to the family. We're not, informant and one of the female ops is not included in this list. That's another list. That's like that. All those people need 3D CGI animations to illuminate the case to the defendants or to the jury, if possible, of how guilty these cocksuckers are. I need stick figures. I need things that move. I need to just basically design everything in a way so that when you look at the video, you see the defendants, and you see the defendants' actions. So I got like the 3, 4, 5, 2 really dangerous people here and my family, and I have another list of people that I need to go down to. And I haven't written about them, but in my brain, the events are permanent, and I continue to warn my father in particular that he's exposed to his existing environment. Because I don't know if my father is playing a 2-side edge. I don't know if my father is still hanging out with them because he doesn't care after being told so. Because when people are criminal, you stop being their kid. You stop being their friend or their kid or whatever. I could tell them, these people tried to kill me, and then my mother would be like, okay, I'll go hang out with them or have sex with them or do some other stupid shit. So one doesn't know if the warnings I've given my father, we're close to 60, 70 years old now, have gone into that consciousness. And he understands where he is at because he's surrounded by other people. Very close, 75 feet to the other perpetrators or to the defendants. They're right there. They're right next to him. They could do harm or have already done harm to him, or he's playing double agent. Listening to me, what I got to say about them, and then ignore what I said and continue being their friend. Or acting like nothing has happened. My life is fairly easy. I take a shower when it's available. Now I shower. Wash my clothes at the laundromat every 15 days. Have comfort food at the local supermarket, even though I had no place to sleep, or move state to state to meet up with friends. When I wrote this, it was a hypothetical situation. I was going to be on the street, and they are going to know after I deliver the memorandum, what am I doing? Basically the purpose of this document is to illuminate what my family and other people have done to make sure that they open an investigation and they stop following me around. Or if something happens to me, they have in essence, know who was following me around, when they were following me around, and the reasons they were following me around. I also skate contests and was always in the skate scene in New York City for nearly 5 years, or from 2009 to 2013 when I left to go to the military. Right before I left to the military, the skateboarding community gave me clothes, shoes, boards to just keep me having fun and skating. Some people knew I slept outside, like Steve Rodriguez from Five Borough, Tony Hawk, Edward Duff, a Doylestown native, Ishad Ware, and several others. The people knew I was a bum. People from Street League. You know, Ishad skates in Street League, my guy. The largest contest worldwide in that shit. I know all these guys. They see what I did, close to what they did when they were young. You know, we met young. I met Edward and Ishad young, so they know that I skated. Just people that you know from the street. You give a high five when you see them, and they go. Or you technically appear when you know they're going to be there, and just jam with them a little bit, or skate a little bit with them, and move on. They're just people you know, random heads. But they knew I was outside. You know, they knew that you'll find me. I didn't get paid, but learned to fend for myself, shower, clean clothes, protect myself from the elements, and travel where it is warm, and obviously have fun. Yeah, I'm giving them what I know. This is for the feds. It's a document for the feds. After they kicked me out the first time, I connected on skateboarding. I was kicked out from here in 2009 till about February. Again in 2010, a fairly common action they would do is tell me to go, and I believe in them, and I leave. A common action, they would all bully me and tell me to go, and I left. And around the end of 2010, in some October, the third time. So I left 3 times. Since I gotten here, they've been telling me to go sometimes, and I'm not leaving, because obviously I'm tied to this shit. And the reason they're telling me to go is because I'm telling them that something is wrong. You know, the house smells like smoke, or they're doing bad shit, or something wrong is happening. They don't want me to tell them, so I've stopped communicating, so they don't tell me shit. You know. I left. Took nearly a whole year to process all the available documents as I was taking my time, and went to the military, because U.S. Army had me in a loop. Didn't have me in a loop, but I needed a couple things, and I had to travel to do a couple things, so it was a slow process with them. I literally became a soldier and started showering and training in Fort Hamilton. I was allowed to go in the base before I went to basic, so I was already a soldier before going to train. First went to college, returned from the military in 2013, and today is August 2nd, 2020. Since then, I've earned a Bachelor in Business Administration, MBA, and is working on my DBA, or Doctor of Business Administration. I wrote this on August of last year. I don't leave here because I help out in what I want to help. It's a show of violence that they are threatening me as part of their demeanor. And because it's easy to be aggressive and show traits of mentally ill people whom tell me to go. I don't have to, but their violence has escalated immensely. Over time, when my sister was here before my sister left, it was literally gang activity. Clicking weapons, guns, you could hear the fucking hammer, the slides and shit. Fighting in the fucking house. Vandalizing doors, kicking doors down, all 3 at the same time on you. All 3. And I don't fight. I'm like this, you know. I'm a boxer. If I hit really hard. I can't assault no one. You know. I'm not actively looking to assault anyone. And they take that into consideration, that I'm not going to assault them, or I'm not going to do anything, and then they assault. They become fixated on the objective, which is do harm and just be highly criminal. Understand what I'm saying? Highly criminal. Together as a group. Sister, brother, mother. like an active gang, all at the same time. That if they could in their conscience, they would leave me with nothing in the room, like apes and shit, feral apes. Try to take what I own and run away and don't give it back. But they can't, because they're human and they do certain things. You know, they have some consciousness, but not all of their nuts are in place. Their nuts are not in place. It says, it resembles more drug-induced gang activity than anything else. You understand what I'm saying right there? You understand what I said right there? The actions of my mother, my stepsister, and my stepbrother looked like drug-induced gang activity than anything else. That's how it looks like. Looks like when kids are out there vandalizing shit together, or the chimp out you see on social media or on television. People rioting, aggressive, just you're sitting there and intellectual, holding your ground, being calm and still, and not even talking through the whole day, every day. These people are getting all up in your face, all type of violent issues. What the fuck? Untriggered, because if I did something, that'd be different. But these people aren't like that. They're a fuse of fire waiting to happen. Before, in October of 2009, I left. And my mother started telling me that I had to go because she had stabbed me in the wrist. If you could tell. Right here. This was my mother. In a physical altercation. I was sweeping the ground at like 3 a.m. I had like 2 Monster Energies. I'm cleaning the kitchen after cooking. She comes out of the bathroom high as fuck. Or out of her room high as fuck, wearing a black and green dress with eyes red, looking to fight me. She was literally on drugs that day. And she was literally likely having sex with informants, which we're going to talk about that later. My mom lost her husband 2008. I was sleeping in the kitchen like nothing. It was like 1, 2 a.m. I was skateboarding, doing impressive as fuck shit on my skateboard. With Edward Duff, with Ishad Ware, with Tom Asta, with Anthony Travis, with a bunch of shit. And she ended up hurting me. She fought the aluminum broom from my hand and started hitting me with it. Hitting me with it. Her eyes were bloodshot. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, yo, stop. And she kept going. Broke the broom and kept hitting me with the fucking bladed edge, my guy. And that bladed edge of that split fucking broom entered my wrist. When my left hand was key to my backside airs. Meaning when you're on a skateboard, you need your hands. And I was actively skating almost every day there. I was developing the things that put me in the shine, you know. The people that are here tried to stop me from going viral. I'm known, but I'm not super popular because of that. Get stabbed. As she's doing like that with the fucking pole, like a fucking whip, with a broken fucking broom, blood starts gushing out. It enters the broken aluminum of the broom and sprays the motherfucking roof. Sprays the roof, my guy. Meaning, I'm defending myself like this because you could tell this is a defense rule. I'm defending myself from her lunacy. High as fuck. My mom was high as fuck that day. She was on either meth, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and just came home from somewhere. Had a date, did something stupid. They roofied her. Something happened to my mother. And at 1:30 at night, almost 2 in the morning, my blood is in the kitchen, in the fucking kitchen room. In the kitchen roof. Take me to the hospital. They sew me up. And I come back and I'm fine for a little bit, but then I start crying. And crying. And crying because it fucking hurts. She almost split a tendon. She almost split a tendon. And I would feel my tendon. And the way the doctor sewed me up wasn't tight. It was open. You could see inside this shit. So the shit started pulling on the wound. Started pulling. Like this. Pulling. The muscle started contracting. Doctor said, you're lucky you still have that pinky. Start crying. Cried for like a week. Locked in my room. The same way I do now. Because the people that are here are literally trying to take advantage of me. Kill me. Do something stupid. You know? Do something stupid. And end up burying me after swallowing my teeth. After removing the teeth from my mouth and putting it in their gut because it makes them feel powerful when they have human teeth in their feces. I cried for like a week. At the end of the week, 7th day, oh, you gotta go. They started telling me to go with a fucked up arm. But the pain was excruciating. I cried every day because of this arm. Not only because it hurt, because I couldn't skateboard. I couldn't do massive backside airs like I had them. I had vertical backside airs. Vertical. Like most people do backside airs and they do a loop-de-loop. Like that. Like it's like a long flat arch. When they're learning them, they do like a long arch above the coping of a ramp. I had them like this. I had vertical. Before this injury, I had vertical backside airs. Means going up as hard as you fucking can, straight, grabbing the board, and coming down. So I stopped doing that. I couldn't do it no more. My hand was complete. My hand was never the same after that injury. One could say that it was a very specific targeted attack. Just like the harming of my ankles, just like the harming of my sight. One could say that my wrist was the start of targeted attacks to stop me from going viral on skateboarding. Because this is after I had already traveled the world. This is after I asked my grandpa for a bunch of money to go travel the world, and certain people in the surf community started helping me get place to place. Because I did travel the world before this. And I did not go viral in bodyboarding in my life because, again, my parents did not allow it. Because drug dealers and drug traffickers bought my mother and my father. And they, under conspiracy, sought to put me down. Because they deserved the spot. They deserve the ambassador position to the sport. They are females, gay, traffickers, prostitutes. And me, with my decades of hard work since I was a teenager, is too good. Only people who are traffickers here are the ones that are publicized and their media and images are trafficked at a viral level. Only people who are bad get on magazines. And in the end, the people that became successful after me never made it to shit. They never made it out their echo chamber. After bringing me down, after stealing the footy, stealing merchandise, trying to lobotomize me or to make me sick so I couldn't ride huge waves, trying to keep me bedridden so that I don't go ride, rape me, give me fucking, bunch of girls, bunch of women on me and shit, have sex with me and end up sleeping with me so that I wake up and they're cracking my fingers. They're putting me in positions in which they bring a chiropractor to my room and crack my spine, my neck, my hands, and I can't ride because I'm all hurt. Actively pursuing getting me in pain so that I don't ride. Stopping me. So that who wins is a prostitute. A trafficking, drug dealing prostitute. Whom also, on a good sunny day, likes the sport. No. You understand what I'm saying? These are the people that were my orbits back then, buying my parents, making deals around me, robbing surfers. Because I got some of the people that were around this shit were robbing surfers. Robbing surfers, stealing my media, robbing the attention I got, because I got a lot of attention. By 19, I had all the North Shore in Puerto Rico next to me. Andy Irons, Kelly, Mike Stewart, the John Florence brothers. I had everyone when I was a fucking phenomenon with me, including Puerto Rican celebrities in the lineup, giving me props, recording me, doing all this media shit. And that media shit continued till I left here in 2009. I just left. I had amassed in Puerto Rico 20, 30 cameras to my name, all for me in the morning. Sometimes one camera, sometimes 20 cameras. And the shutters, taking fucking pictures as I rode my waves. So loud you could hear them, and I was first in that water every day. I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, 4:30 a.m., and I went to the beach. And I was documented because I am a good rider. Because they know who I am, which is the most important shit about it. I'm not viral. I'm not the trafficking prostitute that could publicize themselves into magazines and shit. But they got me in my conscience. They got me in their conscience. And when questioned or when approaching the lineup, they know exactly who you are. And that's exactly how I am with the people in skateboarding. They know exactly who you are. Because everything I do over time, I get really good. I get good as shit. I get good as shit. Over time, I put 10 years in it, 5 years, 6, 7 years in it. You get good when you focus on something. So she stabbed me. As I was starting to break through the transitions, my guy, breaking through them, just like, bam. Because she knew what she was doing. The same thing the other cocksucking drug dealer informants were doing to me. Looking to harm me, looking to harm my wrists, looking to harm my ankles, looking to hurt me, looking to steal my boards, my free boards, my free merch. They're going to take my computer so I don't have money. My mom did the principal shit. Did the first fucking thing to my body was stop me from flying like a fucking bat out of hell listening to Alice in Chains. I was fucking flying. In front of a young Edward Duff, who ended up in Birdhouse for Tony Hawk, and Ishad and a couple other guys. Kids that turned to be pro later on. So, I left. I cried a week and they told me to go. That's the final straw. That's the final straw. That was at October. I don't know what got to my mom the last time I left his home. I cried a whole week because my wrist hurt thanks to a deep laceration that almost tore my pinky tendon. And they told me to leave, specifically waking up from crying because of the pulsating pain. Pulsating. Fucking muscles just like, pulling. This shit healing right here, this shit's painful as fuck. This particular incident, my mother kept hitting me with the aluminum broom in late 2010 until she split the broom and cut my wrist. It wasn't no accident. She kept going and made me clean up the blood from the ceiling because blood had entered what she was hitting me with or the broom and splattered up from each blow. There was drops of blood from the broom on the ceiling and above the kitchen sink. Just kept going. Just pop, pop, pop. And the blood spread just like, she don't give a fuck. Drug on something. High on something. Eyes red. A black and green dress. Her eyes were red, like if she was on cannabis or a controlled substance, or sleep deprivated. And all I was doing was sweeping and mopping the house late night. I had drank 2 Monster Energy drinks and skateboarded all day. I clean sometimes. I have a random schedule and the house smells because of dogs. That's my optional responsibility, is that it doesn't smell like pee. When I noticed their criminality, I was at first getting squared away to go to the army. It struck me that they were capable of doing this. They are capable of way more, I thought, then. Rosa, my sister resisting arrest. And my mother resisting arrest at night. Facing Sakati Park, NYC. I saw them both fighting cops and struggling. Just because I was sitting there with probably Kendall Jenner and Lady Gaga at night. And they were told to go because they got a bunch of money. You got money, you leave the park, got the premises. But they wanted the money and they wanted me out of there too. They wanted to stop me from being with celebrities. Like, yo, I am a celebrity, Mom. They can't accept that. And their pea-side, squirrel brain, guinea pig type fucking chicken head brain shit. They don't understand that I'm a fucking celebrity. They don't understand that I'm hanging out with fucking Lady Gaga and shit, Taylor Swift and shit. They don't. In their head, that shit don't make sense. They don't want me with those people. They want to be with those people. They think that they are more worthy of. And when given a chance, they get on their knees and they tug on the wrong stick. And me, I don't touch anything that don't belong to me. I could be in your house, safe. I could be surrounded by millions of dollars in bricks, in money, and whatever, and I'm not interested in touching none of your shit. I have a lot of virtue, a lot of pride, and I could be a bum and smell like baby shit, but I'm not touching or stealing your shit. Because that's not how you do shit. That's just not how you do shit. Those two, mother and daughter, even down to feet, were approaching me. To my toes in other states, not just NYC. If I was crashing at the beach with malicious intentions, like looking to take my skateboard on my computer, for it was loose or easy to take, they were approaching me. Informants were approaching me. People from the past were approaching me. My mother was approaching me. Because I crashed anywhere. I'm taking a nap here. I don't care. Gotta sleep. I'm tired. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't on drugs. I was just tired, sleeping. And people were approaching me, looking to take something from me. Looking to take something from me. Looking to take the bag from me. With my food in it. With my computer in it. My skateboard, which gave me transportation, gave me fame, gave me fortune. They were looking to stop me from having what I had, because what I had as a bum made me super successful. The contents of an indigent man, the contents of the bag of an indigent man made me famous. And they wanted that. That's how evil gets to them. That they don't even have respect for their own family member or for a homeless man in the street, that they want to take what you have. Take. Approaching their fingers, looking at what to take. Looking what to take, what to grab, what is loose, what can we make him loose today? He has to lose something. We could make him lose something. And over time, I don't lose shit. As a bum, I've learned to take care of my shit. Even more than before when I just had stuff. I take care of stuff even more when I'm out there on the street doing whatever the fuck I want to do. They were in the mass of the people that were marching for Occupy, Black Lives Matter, and income inequality. I was traveling a lot to do things to improve my future, paying traffic fines, some that were 8 years old. I even squared away my license and took a driving test to go become a soldier, sleeping right outside where they give the test in Florida. I went to Florida, paid the fines. Now, got the class, took a driving class in Florida, this with nothing, just a skateboard. Nothing, just a backpack, skateboard, and that's it. And I slept right there in front to take that test, to go back and show that test, to pay those fines, to then show the license, the document with the license, basically the approved license, in a piece of paper to the Army so that I could go. I met Tony Hawk was there. Tony Hawk was following me around. I kid you not. Got that fucking class right there, right? That class, that driving class right there, the Starbucks near that shit. In Miami, Florida, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Tony Hawk was in that shit in the morning. Following me around. Tony was there. Tony was around. It's like, oh shit. You're surprised. When Tony Hawk surprises you like that, Anthony cares for you. If Anthony's following you around state to state, he fucking gives a fuck about you, Anthony Hawk is caring for you. He cares about you. It's the peer. He wants to. It's like your dad. Tony Hawk to me is like your dad. that ain't gonna tell you that he loves you, but he'll pull up. And he'll have a fucking bagel and coffee staring at me. And I'm sitting there like, Tony, what are you doing here? You know? Like, the mafia, skateboard mafia right here. What you doing, Gabagool? You know, like, what the fuck you doing here? Yeah, that's how Tony was to me. It's like, I got one more day in class. After this, I gotta go back to the... And he kept coming up. Then I came back, and I had to wait, because it was the weekend already. I had to wait for like 3 days near the courthouse, so that on Monday I could pay the fees on the license and shit. So I stayed maybe like 4 or 5 days in this general area to pay this fine. Guess who appeared at another Starbucks? Tony Hawk. See him sitting there like this at my computer like 6 a.m. after waking up from the pavement. Waking up from wherever the fuck I want to crash and shit, and in comes Tony to sit down and have a muffin. Tony with me, my guy. Tell fucking Burhouse. You know, I'm a fucking Burhouse. Huh? I'm Burhouse. I'm not just on Burhouse though. I'm on all the brands. If you're my friend, I'm on your brand. That's all I am. I'm not like a team skateboarder. I'm more like, if you're my friend, I skate with your brand. Oh yeah. 2 times after leaving the courthouse, Tony Hawk was around. What the fuck? That's Tony here again. And then in the city, later on after that, I had only had the skateboard and the small bag already. Sitting down in New York City at Starbucks like this with my board, and I look to the left, like this, like you're sitting there like, because I used to have a thing with a straw full of coffee and ice, just like sipping my coffee, doing my surveys and shit. I go like this. Look at the computer. Look like this. I got Tony Hawk next to me. And you're like, oh shit, it's Tony again. You know, like, it's fucking Tony again, my guy. That's how I was. And I'm ignorant as shit, because I met you once already. You know? The excitement was still there. The excitement was still there every time Tony appeared in my life. But I had already shook his hand and said, holy shit, Tony Hawk. So I wasn't really much conversational with the guy. You understand what I mean? I'm not shy. I gotta have a deeper relationship with you to have an open conversation, to just chat it up. And I recognize the value of communication. Therefore, I don't want to mess shit up. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're sitting you're sitting next to like certain people, you rather not communicate. If you're staying with them at their house, you fucking, have conversations. But people like that, I take a really cautious approach, and I'd rather be silent and listen than have a conversation or speak when spoken to. Tony twice, 3 times in that entire ordeal, 3, 4 times he appeared in that shit. Next to the courthouse and near the test, which is way down there. He appeared in the middle of Florida. I skateboarded there too. I skateboarded down that motherfucker like nothing, just down on the side, down on the, how do you call it? On the shoulder of the road, down the shoulder of the road with a huge backpack on my shoulder, huge backpack on my back, just going to making sure that I know where the place is, and then figuring out what the heck I'm going to do for the rest of the day, because I have to be there tomorrow or something at 8 a.m. And I took both days of the test. Anyways, so like I said, I was traveling a lot to do things to improve my future, paying traffic fines, I slept right out there. I skateboarded in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Miami. Skateboarded everywhere. And went and had fun by myself. Went to skate parks by myself. Which is what I would do. Just go to a skate park. You know. Google, where's the skate park? Skate park? Go in there and juice the shit out of it. Juice it. Be a random guy that's fucking sauce in the park. By himself. Like, yeah. By himself. Get there. Hey, what's up? How much? $10. Thank you. Go in that motherfucking skate the whole session freely by yourself on a new stick. Those are probably the best feelings in the world right there. That you can pay for an entrance fee. That you can sesh a whole day. That you can do the best you can on the skate park you just got into. People looking at you kids, you're like, this guy is so weird. He has such a long beard. I used to be like, long beard, long fucking head. Like, I used to like fucking like this. A fucking big ass fucking beard on me, skateboarding on motherfucker all day. All day, every day. Kids looking like, oh my goodness, that's a really good skateboarder. I fucking crooked grind on that shit. Imagine me, big beard, loose head, hair in the wind like this, fucking crooked. I rolled, son. That's skate mafia. Real shit. It's a crook in that motherfucker. No slide. Or crooked front side. I was really bad, man. I did that shit. I enjoyed every second when I did that shit. And I still can, but I gotta lose a lot of belly fat. I'm still kind of jiggly. My body has slowly been turning sort of flat and strong, but fat to me does an opposite gyroscopic motion. So if I jump, the fat stretches and moves up and makes it difficult for me to have good balance, or it makes it difficult for me to jump in general because the fat is going against my fat is going against the motion. You know, like when you jump and you have fat, it acts like a counterbalance. You're not smooth, you're not thin, you're not skinny. When you're skinny and you jump, your body is showing no resistance. But if you have lard or fat when you jump, it's like a counterweight. You know, it moves around and it makes you feel different. You don't have the rate. You don't have when skateboarders are really precise in their movements. When you jump it's really difficult. That's not the same thing. Some guys could be fat and skate, but not me. I have a weak frame and a really big body. So my body can't do much at my current weight. I could, but it would take me months to get back to where I was. When I finished, I returned all my documents back to the New York City Military Processing Center, then started going to college. Went to the Army, separated. Explained to them why they let me go. And like this is federal, I added case numbers. And we're going to stop the conversation there. We're going to end with criminal stalking or following me to commit crimes are all the people that I mentioned in this list. And their stalking included Miami, Florida, New York City, Orlando. They were out there looking for me. And then I started explaining more. Now I get deeper into single specific individuals. And I'm going to cut it right there. We don't need to go further because I'm getting tired. I don't want to be continuing not the same story, because I get deeper. That's a real document. I get deeper into a bunch of other shit that would need a timeout, let them slide, and timeout, let them slide, because they know they done wrong shit, and people who are good don't suffer. People who are good and are holy get Tony Hawk next to them. People who are good and are holy get Tony Hawk next to them. And that's the bottom line. I got it right here, right next to you. If you're good, if you're bad, you don't get shit. You know? If you're bad, you don't get shit, my guy. But if you're holy, you're an angel, you get your pictures taken by 20, 30 people when you're a pro surfer, or pro bodyboarder, or just pro waterman. Throw me anything. I'll fucking ride an ironing board. I swear to God. I'll ride a plank of wood. Pro waterman and pro skateboarder. You know, just like, we know each other. The best know the best. The best know the best. Champion. You know, I may not look like the champion. I may not be viral. I may not have the same in-depth story and the same in this shit. You know, like, the people who are really holy know me, and that's all that matters. And it isn't because I'm actively pursuing to be viral in media. It isn't because I'm giving them money to win them so they could put them on a magazine. It isn't because of that. It's because I got talent. When you got talent and your hair is wailing like this in the wind after a nollie no slide, you know, you do a fucking nollie no, you go like this, your hair is like this, and you do a nollie no slide, you know, and then you sort of slow down and you want a heel flip out, but you miss it. Like that. Nollie, no slide, about the heel flip out, but the fucking board didn't flip though. Damn it. You know, when people notice that flow, you're holy. You know, it's a mutual respect shit. And like I said, I only need to meet you and say hello to you and shake your hand one time. I'm not actively communicating with you unless I really know you. You know. And he spoke to me. I broke my wrist doing enough of that document. I did like a 540 flip on flat. And Tony was there. And he was assembling the Birdhouse team, or just getting skateboarding equipment in and out of a van, likely for King of the Road or Thrasher. And Tony's like, get in. And I heard him, for the first time in my life, tell me something objectively. Or that's technically the first time that he said something to me, was get in. He told me to get in the van. And I'm sitting there like, get in? Do a 5-4, but I mean a solid one too. I spun my fucking board like fucking. I spun my board like this, like this. But I mean, bad 540 flip, extra rotated, extra hard. I put on a lot of torque in that shit. I'm squatting, put my feet. I look at him. I look at Tony opening the van and opening the fucking the trunk with the boxes for skateboards. Because Tony then had the Birdhouse van has like a trunk, and you put skateboards inside these box. You know, it's like the trunk is made for skateboarding, and you technically just put a lot of skateboards in the bricks and shit. Open this. Union Square is packed. I'm fucking just like, die. Max torque on that shit. It's like a piece of plywood under my feet. But bad. Just like, really bad. Both ways. Just like, and I'm like, He said, get in. I jump. Spin the 540 flip. I'm looking at it, about to cop it or catch it. I land, and I land left foot first. So I couldn't stop it. I did it too hard. And I snapped my fucking left ankle. That shit was horrible. Right there in front of Tony. Get up like this. My foot's like this. My foot's like... I'm like, shit. So I'm fucking grabbing it. You know, I'm like... The motions of the potion when you break an ankle, you're like, you grab the board and you start sliding on the ground with one foot like this, like crawling on the ground with one fucking foot like this, one foot like this. If this is the joint, if this is your foot joint, your foot like this. You fucking sit the foot in an angle, just moving like, yeah, and this one going like this, yeah, son, go, sit down next to your spot, all right, you put your foot down, take your shoe off, you're next to your bags already, because I used to carry a couple bags, next to your stuff, bag passing, and just rubbing the fucking foot, like, rubbing the foot, like, moving it, like, it's a fucked up, yeah, I think it's extra fucked up. And I kept quiet. I didn't tear. I did not tear, my guy. I'm a powerful guy. I broke my foot. I did not tear. Guess who faced me right there after doing that shit? Or guess who was behind me? Eric Koston. So I'm there. I'm sitting there. Freshly snapped left ankle. Eric Koston stands in front of me. And I blame him for breaking my ankle. I'm pretty sure it was his fault. Because with Frosty, everyone gets hurt. You're a Frosty, you get fucked up. You're a Frosty, you come home in a fucking casket. You're dying. You're fucking skateboarding with fucking Eric Koston, you're bound to get hurt. It's like, it's just gonna happen. I don't know, it's something about him that he's just salty. A good guy, but you're salty. And I've known Eric since a long time. I've known Eric since 2004. I remember in Puerto Rico, listen to the first time I met Eric Koston. In 2004, a young Nigel Houston was already starting to skate. Nigel was like 12 then. 2012. Nigel was like 11, 12 in 24. So, he's from Arecibo. So Nigel came to Mayagüez just to film and shit, but none of us, or I personally wasn't associated with no gangs or no groups that skate or none of that shit. Just skateboarders that do shit. First time I met Eric Koston was by himself. In 2004, under the Viaducto on the west side of Puerto Rico, and I remember I did in a pyramid, a boneless, a really high boneless, over the metal. Can you see metal? Do you know these circuit boxes that make lights red or green next to light posts? They're like big metal boxes, and inside they're circuits or electrical circuits for the lights. The place where the guy would program an intersection, a busy intersection, that type of box. And it's like kind of high, has a door, and inside it's like just a bunch of signals and transistors for the intersection. So next to that shit, or a little bit in front of that shit, there was like a small launch ramp. It wasn't that small, it was pretty high as I flew on it. A launch ramp, and then if you had the balls, you would grind the sequencer of the intersection underneath the bridge, because this area had like a bridge and the road split two ways, and then it's like an elevated overpass that goes up the west coast of Puerto Rico, north to the west coast of Puerto Rico. So right there used to be a little tiny. It wasn't that complicated in 2004 because after 2004, 2005 they made it a little bit more complicated, and some of them they put like a couple of ramps and maybe like a maybe like a grind bar or something stupid down there. But that's a frequent spot where skateboarders used to roll. Old school skateboarders used to roll down there. The majority of the spots are technically just around parks and shit. Parks and plazas and just around town. There's a couple good spots around town within the west side of Puerto Rico that are popping. So, in 2004, I remember I was doing bonuses. Out of the many fucking things I did was big ass fucking ollie, big ass bonuses, and half pipe 50/50s and 5/0s in large vert ramps. Not large vert ramps, but 8, 9 foot vert ramps at most, like 9 foot, maybe like 3 feet of, like maybe two, almost getting to 3 feet of vert and short. I remember I was 12 to 13, and I met Andy McDonald. Andy McDonald, Tony Hawk's friend, gave me Airwalk shoes in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And I skateboarded at a skate park there, and I started to get good around that age, 12, 13, like in skate parks. And I remember 12 to 13, I fell to my face dropping into a 9-foot half pipe, and that shit was bad as a motherfucker. But I was grinding it. But I was still small. I could grind it, but I fell into my face. And who picked me up from the ground or came to my rescue that same exact day was Andy McDonald, which is Tony's fucking friend. Picked me up on the ground. Out my care right here. I felt the first drops of my ruptured spleen, like, yeah, I feel it. But didn't do shit. Maybe turned a little green when you fucking die like that. And then continued on my vacation. But Andy gave me shoes. Gave me Airwalk, 12, 13. I had a brand new skateboard. Brand name skateboard. That was the first exposure with the pros from the professional skateboarding community. 12, 13. So in 2004, when I met Eric Costin, I spilled. I know I spilled. I remember I spilled because I remember I did a boneless. Like I said, I told you I did a boneless, and it looked like, because I used to grip boneless and land too, so I'm doing like boneless, and it looked like a no comply, but it's like a boneless no comply grab the flat. So I used to just do the bone with one hand and one hand on the board, one hand on the board, and 1 foot on the wood, and then put my other feet on it when I'm going down from high shit. So I remember I did that in 2004 on that thing over the switch box, and Frosty was there. And Frosty put his fucking head super tight to where I was doing, and I think I spilled the second or third time. I ate shit. Just like, bah! Where I started doing the boneless, no comply grab, trying to grind the top of the shit. The top of the switcher, and I fell, and Frosty was there. He saw me do that shit. That's the first time I remember Eric Costin. 2004. 2007, I met Greco, Darlin, fucking Figgy, King. I met everyone. 2007. 2006, 2007. When I went on that told my grandfather that I wanted money, I wanted to go places, I ended up in California for some reason. I ended up in Hawaii, California, around the world. I went everywhere. In a moment's notice, I left Puerto Rico and it was a fucking blur. In a moment's notice. So I spilled with Frosty right there in 2004. Always just I'm guessing I got caught, clipped there, or some shit like that, landed on the street, just like blah, blah. And Frosty was there. Frosty gave a hat to my uncle. A fucked hat. And my uncle was good as fuck. My uncle skateboarding was good as a motherfucker. He had impossibles. He had 2-minute manuals. My uncle in skateboarding was a phenomenon. And he started really young. My uncle had better half-pipe experience when he was super young than when I started skateboarding with him. He did a fucking 360 in front of me in a half-pipe. And my uncle used to dunk a ball in an NBA or higher rim by just hopping over it or under it, just by going like this, bam, and dunked it. Didn't even have to jump with his physical body. Like, you jump to get a rebound, right? You jump to get a rebound, and you jump really high to get a rebound before everyone else, and you grab the ball, you say, my ball, and you pass it. So my uncle, the skateboarder, used to just grab a ball like this, go like this standing underneath a basketball rim, and then go like this and put it in there. Didn't even have to jump to put it in there. Didn't have to forcibly take a penultimate step. Didn't have to do anything. Just basically and put it in there. And that guy could skate. My uncle was really fucking good at skateboarding before 21. But I mean bad. I seen him do the 360. Watch this shit. So imagine a guy that could dunk a ball. Right? Imagine a guy that could dunk the ball. Like that, like I just mentioned. Go up a quarter pipe. And do a 360. With a little speed. Doesn't have to be super fast, my guy. But do a 360 on the quarter pipe, gripping the board. Like that. That's how good my uncle was in skateboarding. Just imagine this 6'3" guy, like put his foot like this, go up the quarter, elevate, spin 360 like that, 360 gripping it, just like, and come down with separation too. He wasn't bunny hopping this shit. I bunny hop. When I do airs, some of my airs are really low, and then some of my really well pressured flowed airs are really high. Or used to. Now I'm fat as fuck. But I used to move or flow like a fish in a half pipe. Flow decently. My uncle was a phenomenon. It was one of the first people that me standing on that ramp looking at that shit said, oh shit, I never seen that. Because all I knew how to do then was like drop in or 50-50. Like just 50-50 dropping in but no airs. I learned airs 2019. I mean, 2009 I started doing airs. Late. All the tricks that I know started 2010. 2010, I started developing the proficiency to skate. Obviously with the support, because I had a lot of support. I had boards. I had free boards. My mom was buying me shoes when I needed shoes. I had support. But she fucked it up. And others tried to smear me on the way there. But it's alright. Doesn't matter. Some people have the fame and the fortune and can't handle it or don't know what to do with it. And they're definitely not better than this guy. They're definitely not better than me. And they're not better than me in that water either. Like I said, I am sensei of many disciplines. I am a sensei of multiple disciplines. I am not just good on the skateboard. I am good at school. I got a 3.93 GPA at a doctoral level. I ride 27-foot waves. 27-foot waves. I get into barrels of ocean that are this big, and you're sitting there, and oh my goodness, the ocean. I do really magical shit. But people want me as their stunt double. They don't want me as the. They don't want to give me my props because people just want to fake it till they make it. They want to fake it till they make it. They want to utilize people like me as their backdrop image, or as their stunt double. You know, swap their face with theirs, swap my face with theirs, and claim they're as relevant as me. And we know they're all plastic and clones of someone who's real. And who is real? Who has Tony Hawk next to him. Like, yeah. Oh, shit. Tony again. Like that. Like, just sitting there, like, on his computer by himself. I remember I went to take a picture of him with a BlackBerry when he was in a skate shop. I have a couple photographs that I saved because I downloaded all my Facebook data. So I got like Tony Alva, fucking, I had a couple. Tony, one of the Alva brothers. I got a couple in there. So I remember when I took a picture of Tony in the BlackBerry, he messed his hair up. He went like this. He just fucked it all up. And then went like this to me. But I mean, fucked his hair up. I'm guessing he was mad because he wasn't combed. Because Tony is Italian. Tony's a brush your hair type of guy. Brush your fucking hair. You know? Tony Italian. Anthony Hawk is Italian. So he knew his hair was kind of messed up, and he didn't want me to take the picture. And he let me know by fucking up his hair even more. He was conscious. Tony Hawk's extremely conscious about his looks. I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, bro, I'm balding. My ass smells like shit right now. I need I'm totally different. Tony's complete. He's a special guy. I got a lot of special guys in my life. Some of them that passed away. Some of them that are alive. I've shared space with really special people in the world. And you could tell their love of the people. Like, if you look at Anthony's funeral. Not funeral. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Andy Irons, the professional surfer. I know that guy, or I used to know that guy. I still think he didn't die. To me, he didn't die because I cried when he died. How do you call it? When he died, you get the whole world showing support for him. All the people in the water with the surfboards, all that shit shows how important you are. That person wanted to be with you in the water, swam to you to the water, and you were by yourself. Because my story with Andy Irons is insane. I met him, like I said, I think I already said this story before. I met him super young when I left going to high school, and Andy Irons kept coming back to a spot where it stopped breaking at the beach in Puerto Rico. It's a surf spot that doesn't break no more. Because it used to be really shallow and sandy like Puerto Escondido, but the sand broke. They ruined the spot. They made it deep again or whatever. And Andy used to come straight to me. I used to be there first. In the ocean, just like that. Looking, waiting for the next wave to come. And Andy like this, right next to me. Andy's here. Another day. No conversation, no nothing, just the ocean, just two guys looking at the ocean. And then he dies, and then you see The mass love for Andy. The mass love. People throwing water on the sky, flowers in the water. 500 surfboards in the ocean, boats, jet skis. All the love for that man. And you're like, well, he was special. I guess that makes me special too, you know? I'm special too. You know? I'm special too, motherfucker. I hung out with that man. I rode with him, you know? It makes you soft in the inside. Like, I'm special too, motherfucker. These cocksuckers are drug dealing, trafficking, prostitutes and shit. Attempted murder, robbery, armed robbery, motherfucker, need life in jail, but I'm special. I'm not one of them. They want to paint me as one of them, but I'm not one of them. I'm more like someone special. You know, I'm more special than anyone that they want to claim that they're special around me. And if I got a problem with you, you got a real problem. You're bad and you're not good. And Andy was good. Andy was holy as fuck. You could tell by the images. And the little bit though you got of Andy Iron's life, you could tell how special that man was. Just by the effect, the cultural effect that he had already on me when I was growing up. Remember, you know, it's like, who was his arch nemesis? Kelly. And Kelly is my friend now. You know, Kelly is someone that is my friend. Kelly is someone that I recognize and recognizes me in the water. And it's someone that you look at and you're like, oh, it's you. You know? Like that. Just like, it's like another Tony. Kelly, to me, in the sport in general, it isn't someone that you go like, oh, shit, that person. Oh, my goodness. Fucking 15, 21, 300 world champion. Nah, it's more like that guy. Yeah. I had good weights that day. Yeah, that guy. You know? That's how it is for me. And it sucked, you know? Like, it's like I'm special too, you know? If I'm hanging out with those people, that makes me special as fuck. If I got stories about people that are that special, that makes me special as fuck. I'm special as fuck. I'm special. I am what I say I am. I'm a doctor, a waterman, and a skateboarder. You know? I am all of the above. Of the best things in the planet. Not the worst things in the planet. Or just others' financial freedom, investments are the best things in the planet. But I'm not about that. I'm not about those best things for people in the planet. I'm about specific shit that make me special. Or that make other people special. That small group of people. And if you don't want to consider me part of that group, fuck it. I don't need to prove anything to you, motherfucker. I'm going on this way. See a cocksucker and get barreled out of my mind on a 20-foot wave. Out of my mind. Like, people from the motherfucking lawn, from the lawns and the sand, like, inside the bucket. Just like, I'm good as hell. I know that everything that I do, I become good as hell. So yeah, I'm gonna shut down the stream and I'll be back because I gotta continue making more money. I really want to make more money today. And I got a little bit carried away. Don't forget, I got a 25-page document that I could go on from where I left off of all the things. And that's just the family side. The other side needs CGI. I need computer graphics animations, like if they are the defendants, so that I could close the case on their head and lock them up for the rest of their life. Because when it's the malice and bad, that's what happens. You are the best of the best, but nobody knows you. Because people are actively trying to stop you in an anti-competitive, monopolistic way. Because what they do is take dick in the ass and suck dick like they chew bubblegum. That's all they know how to do. Sell drugs, traffic drugs, be involved in the worst shit, suck dick, and take dick in the ass. And talent talks about talent in my time in the game tells me exactly who I am. Tells them exactly who I am. A guy that came from one sport, from being every day in the water, to go right on land and have Tony Hawk next to him. Because the people that had their eyes on him in the water are exactly the same friends Tony has. They are the guys, or the top, the people that you put at the top. And I'm a special guy, but with unique talents. I'm not that known, but I got unique talents, like education. All right, what do I got for myself? A doctor. Oh shit! I got to the point as fuck. The people that have morals and values, they be like, shit, that guy's important as a motherfucker. Like, if he's talking to you in that slang, that ebonics, I'll talk to you in slang, ebonics. You're a doctor. A doc. He doesn't know. He's good as fuck in that water and good as fuck out the water, too. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to me. I just focus on something else. I gotta be better than you at something else, too, bro. I gotta take advantage and win. Win in however many ways it takes to win, recognizing that I'm not a loser. I am a powerful boy. I'm a powerful middle-aged man, 35 years old. I'm at the middle of my life, and I got the world, its evils, and the worst shit of society in the palm of my hand like this. They can't escape the truth. They just can't. You just can't escape the fucking truth, my guy. And the truth to me sets you fucking free. Action set you free. If I got a problem with you, you're free. Could be who you are. Peace.